everybody, I hope you're having a good morning and for that matter a great day. As you can see, we're back here in Genshin Impact. Today I wanted to play Tighnari's story quest. I don't exactly know too much about what Tighnari's story quest is about. I think it might be about his past and or other things that, relate to how he used to be. Or maybe his involvement with the scholars. That, or we're just gonna become an apprentice forest ranger for an entire quest. Either or, I'm sure it's gonna be fun. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, you know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and let's get into the video. Okay, what do we need to actually do his story quest? We have to talk to Catherine from Sumeru. Everyone's favorite Tighnari doll. So I just talked to Catherine here. She didn't say anything too big, nothing too important. I accidentally left my recording paused. It wasn't anything major. She just said that there's a contaminated area that we have to deal with. So we decided maybe we should go ask Tighnari. Of course, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, more or less, Tighnari, the big thing about it is I think Tighnari's story quest is going to be more of that apprentice thing that I brought up. We're going to be more of an apprentice forest ranger, which is a good thing. So that could be fun. But yeah, no, let's go talk to Tighnari. Well, Tighnari. What is up? We need your help.
This is where you've been, Tighnari?
I mean, are you that surprised?
Shh. Keep your voice down.
Tighnari, everything's spinning.
Yikes.
Am I going to die? Tell Mom that I should have listened to her.
Did he eat something he wasn't supposed to?
And tell Suna that I'm sorry for breaking her toy. I didn't tell her because I was scared that she wouldn't play with me anymore.
Can't wait till I tell her.
I heard that people turn into birds after they die. Is that true? I feel like I'm getting lighter. What happened? Tighnari, is he?
Okay, enough nonsense. You just have a small fever. Take your medication and rest. You'll be bouncing off the walls in no time.
Really? Then can you keep the thing about the toy a secret for now?
Yeah.
No can do. You're a big kid now. Once you've recovered, go and apologize. Keeping secrets to yourself won't solve anything.
It really won't. Tighnari, you're right.
Hey, let me ask you something. I recall that you're usually pretty healthy. How did you get this sick all of a sudden?
Good question.
I don't know either. Mom's been telling me not to play in the forest. I just wanted to look inside. It's different from before. I got lost and went around in a huge circle.
Maybe he ended up in a withering zone.
After I got out, I started feeling dizzy. Could it be?
The contaminated region. We actually came to contact you, Tighnari, about
that's how
that.
This whole mess happened. Anyway, go rest. No running around until I say so, got it? Traveler, Paimon, let's step out for now.
Yeah, we have something to talk to you about.
Mr. Forest Watcher, how is my son?
I gave him some antipyretics. Let him rest here for a while. I told him that he would feel better after some medicine and rest, but I only said that to comfort him. His symptoms resemble a fever, but something else is causing them. They seem more akin to a disruption in his psyche. Antipyretics won't be of much use.
What do we do? Mr. Forest Watcher, you have to help him.
Mr.
Memory
Forest
serves,
Watcher.
A plant called Vasanti grass can help soothe
Vasanti
the mind.
grass.
A small number grow in arid deserts. They usually look like shriveled weeds, but can be revitalized with a splash of water.
Oh.
They're expensive and unable to grow in the Avidya forest's climate, so I don't have any on hand. I'll ask the caravans. Go find Kale, have her prepare medicinal tools and a set of traveling gear for me.
All right.
Contaminated region, huh? Is that why you two are also here?
Yes, we're here to contact you about a
Yeah?
contaminated
Is it a new
region.
withering zone?
Doesn't seem like one. Whether you look at scale, internal conditions, or resultant effects, they're completely different.
Okay, so they're subtly different. One ruins the psyche while one actually tends to kill people.
The only thing they have in common is that they aren't welcome. This nuisance made itself home in the Avidya forest, so I can't turn a blind eye.
So, would you love to help us?
We feel the same way.
All right. Let's contact the caravans first and purchase some Vasanti grass. We can also ask about the contaminated region.
Good,
There's no
good.
time to waste. We have to move quickly. Let's...
Okay. It shouldn't be too hard to purchase some. I am someone quite loaded in Mora. I mean, not as much as the story may believe I am. I doubt you have... I'm just checking for Kali mushrooms. Yeah, no. They're still sold out. Dude, those Rukadavashas are an absolute nightmare to farm. I've been trying to get my Kali up for when Nilu comes out. I now that know she's coming out in the second half of 3.1, which kind of sucks because I wanted her sooner, but I understand that, you know, it's a bit more difficult. Hello there. Are you a caravan leader or something? Why are you staring at a wall?
Excuse me. I'd like to purchase some Vasanti grass. Do you have any?
I'm sorry, Mr. Forest Watcher, but we've been closed for the past few days.
Oh?
Closed? Now that's odd. It's my first time hearing you say something like that.
It's a long story. Some of our goods were stolen recently.
Oh?
They were mechanical parts that we got from the academia. Although they're old models, they still fetch a good price on the market. Our caravans had to pull together Mora to afford those parts. Now that they've been lost, we'll likely come up short this trip. All the merchants talked it over and we decided to raise the prices of our remaining inventory. Until this plan takes effect, none of us can privately sell anything.
Oh.
I don't get it. If these goods are so important, then why not think of a way to get them back? Raising prices won't solve anything. At best, you're shoving the consequences of the robbery onto your customers.
Well,
Mr.
it's
Forest
also
Watcher,
hard.
It's not that we don't want to. It's just the thief disappeared into the deepest parts of the forest. We asked
Ah.
around, and apparently the forest has been very unusual as of late. Anyone who goes in experiences mental anomalies. We can't keep waiting out here for the thief to come out. All we could do is come up with another solution.
So the bandit hid in the contaminated region after stealing those mechanical parts. How many people were there in total? Were they not affected by the contaminated region?
That crook came from the contaminated region. As for how many, there weren't any people.
No people?
Just a crook.
Even if I tell you, you might not believe me. Fine. The thief that stole our parts was a
giant
huge mechanical crab.
mechanical crab. I honestly kind of believe you, knowing about all the machines that Conria has created.
What the heck? The Avidya forest has creatures like that?
I didn't see anything in the Nvidia Forest Field Guide. Yeah, no, I'm
To be
assuming that it's
honest,
actually a crab.
I'd rather not think about it. It moved too skillfully to be new at this. It came out of nowhere. Before we could react, it swiped our goods and ran away.
Maybe it's
We were all shocked.
maybe
By
it's
the time
something
we
with
came
the
to our
Fatui.
senses, the thief
I
was
highly
already
doubt it
long
though.
gone.
I see. If we help you retrieve your stolen goods, then business will return to normal?
Oh, but of course! Not only that, but you'll become one of our caravan's VIPs on all future purchases of any...
Enough. Tell me something that's actually useful. Any leads on that mechanical crab?
Maybe one. After our goods were stolen, we specifically got someone to assess the situation. If you're interested, you can go and talk to them.
All right. We'll go and have a word.
Assess the situation. Well, do you have any information?
After the goods were stolen, I made multiple inquiries with nearby caravans and residents.
Okay.
Turns out that many others have also been robbed by that crooked crab.
The crooked crab. The case of the
However,
crooked
the
crab.
seems to be interested in machinery. It doesn't even bat an eye at other valuables. A caravan carrying a large amount of mora had an uneventful trip, but another caravan had a child whose metal toy was taken. Whatever the case, that thing is a scourge. We'll eventually think of a way to get rid of it.
Huh, a metal toy. Perhaps that relates to the main kid who went into the contaminated region to find the toy.
I heard from the caravanners that there have been a lot of robberies lately, but we haven't been affected. We don't normally see the mechanical crab, and it doesn't disturb our daily lives. It only shows up when the caravans are here, and it runs back to the contaminated region after it's done making a mess.
You haven't tried capturing it?
We have, but it's too agile and fast.
A fast,
However,
agile,
we did
mechanical
unexpectedly learn
crab.
something the last time we tried to capture it. It apparently lives in the deepest part of the forest, so instead of immediately moving its spoils, it first hides them nearby. Once its stash grows large enough, it moves everything in one go. You'll have to move fast if you want those goods back.
Okay, so it stores it in a location and then it moves it all at once. Okay. That's good
that
info.
Mechanical crab is fast, strong, and a pain to deal with. 10 of us might not even be able to take that thing head on. Didn't the academia ban research on mechanical life forms years ago? Where did that thing come from?
Maybe it's not
Our
from
salaries even
your
got
state.
slashed because of it. Who would have thought that robber wasn't a human, but a mechanical crab? This is rough.
I can imagine. Having your pay be slashed just because you can't actually defend them because, you know, it's kind of hard to deal with something that's so fast.
How are things? Did you make any progress?
Yes.
We learned of its behaviors, but much still
no.
remains unclear. Assuming normal operational status, mechanical constructs generally act according to their given commands.
Yeah.
If I were its owner, I'd command it to steal more valuable things. Or the mora you made. That would be the most efficient method. But it only goes after mechanical components.
Maybe because...
This doesn't make any sense.
Actually makes a lot of sense.
It's really weird.
I mean, maybe it goes
So
after
you all found a
mechanical
way to retrieve our
components
goods?
because that's what
Do you
the
have any more
creator
mechanical
wanted for
parts
it.
with you?
Yes, I still have a small bag of samples. They weren't taken since I keep them on me at all times. Oh, are you planning to...
Under constant external conditions, organisms rarely initiate changes in their habits. Here's what we know so far. It has a mechanical composition, it lives in the contaminated region, and it comes out to steal mechanical components. If we have said components, we can lure it out, capture it, and then make observations for further conclusions. Well, chatting like this won't get us anywhere. We're only wasting time.
You're right. We don't have any other options right now. This bag of samples is all yours, Mr. Forest Watcher. If you can get our goods back, the caravans will reward you generously.
We don't need anything in return, but I'll be keeping this bag. I may have other uses for it later. We'll also need to borrow a sumpter beast. Our act has to be convincing if we want the crab to fall for it.
Oh, yeah, no problem at all. If it means getting our things back, you can even borrow me to do whatever you need.
I'll have to decline that offer. Anyway, we'll use the mechanical components.
I don't like how eager he was to just give himself up. That's
once it appears,
kind of weird.
Capture it. I leave the...
Don't worry, we're professionals.
It's hurting again.
I mean, we are professionals. I don't know if you guys know, but my day job is actually catching mechanical crabs. I've been keeping this secret from you guys because obviously, you know, it is a very lucrative market. And if people knew that I caught mechanical crabs for a living, then they would start trying to catch mechanical crabs for a living. Now, some of you might ask, how is that a profitable business? Someone has to make the mechanical crabs. No, actually, the mechanical crabs reproduce. Even better, you know. Because now you have to think about how mechanical crabs reproduce. You're welcome for that.
Looking at the trade routes and the contaminated region's current perimeter, the goods were likely stolen somewhere around here.
Yep.
Then let's get to it. We'll definitely capture that criminal crab.
Yeah, I love the alliteration
We'll
of
start from here and have the
criminal
sumpter beast with
crab.
the components on board lead the way. This sumpter beast isn't familiar with us yet, so be calm and take your time with it.
Of course, of course.
The Sumpter Beast went ahead. Let's keep up with it.
Just walking my sumpter beast with these mechanical components.
Why'd it stop?
It just needs some food.
Looks like it's loafing around. Or maybe it's hungry. The caravanners grew disheartened after their goods...
All right, it's moving again.
It's running. You stopped again? Oh!
Did you hear something?
That's what you meant by mechanical crab?
Mechanical crab the caravan was talking about? It's charging straight at us!
It looks strong. Be careful.
It doesn't look that strong.
Barbados, guide us. Quietly now. Busted.
I mean, for being supposedly strong. Okay. It's a cutscene.
Just try to escape this time, you naughty caravan robbing crab!
I never thought those looked like
won't
crabs,
you.
personally.
Why are you stealing so many mechanical parts?
It doesn't seem to understand us.
It doesn't seem capable of comprehending complex questions. Keep an eye on it. I'll search around the area for the caravan's goods. I don't know why you're stealing mechanical parts, but they don't belong to you. Stolen items must be returned to their rightful owners. Any
It looks sad.
You came from the depths of the contaminated region, right? How about you help us with something? If you take us there, I'll give you some mechanical parts as a reward.
Can this mechanical crab understand
Can't be
us?
certain yet. Its excitement may be a simple programmed response upon seeing mechanical components.
Okay, so you want the crab to lead us into the contaminated region?
That's right. The
Once again,
contaminated
I've
region
never
has a
really thought of
large
them
and
as
currently expanding
crabs.
perimeter,
I
so
know
it would
that
be
all of
difficult to
those
conduct a thorough search. If we
those
charge
types
straight
of
in,
robots
we'll
are
get
supposed to
lost
look like an
headless
animal.
pigeons. Also, our new friend here seems to be full of secrets.
Mm-hmm.
I've been studying this contaminated region recently, and I have a hypothesis of my own. So to be absolutely safe, it would be best to have a guide lead the way.
Mm-hmm.
Paimon gets it now. Does the scuttler understand what you're saying?
It doesn't have to.
I love
As long
it.
as it isn't hostile towards us. I gave it some components that it will definitely take back to the contaminated region. So long as it doesn't attack us, we can simply follow along.
It seems to be really happy.
Listen to me. Wait for us here. No running off. We'll be back soon. If you're still here when we return, I'll give you another mechanical part as a reward.
Does that count as
I'm
understanding
not
for
sure,
us?
but our priorities are to retrieve the mechanical components and to purchase Vasanti grass to make medicine with. We should return. But before we do, we need to set up a few traps. Can't have that crab escaping.
The crab looks very happy. Oh, I see. It will explode. Well, we caught the crab and laid the traps so it can't escape. And if it does, it will probably be grievously wounded, which will probably not be supported by its programming to do so.
Oh! These are the mechanical parts that were stolen! You really got them back for us! Thank you all so very much. I don't know how I can repay you. Wait, didn't you want to purchase Vasanti grass?
Yes.
Don't worry about the price. They're on the house.
2 is enough.
No, that won't do. Here, I'll throw in some more.
No need. I've already received a reward from you.
Reward? You mean that bag of mechanical parts? They aren't worth much compared to this merchandise.
Of course not,
But those
but
parts are very useful to me.
yes.
Just like the Vasanti grass. I retrieved the things you needed, and you gave me what I needed in return. We're even. Oh, and before we go, just a reminder, the forest has an intricate and biodiverse ecosystem. Even if there were no mechanical crabs, other dangers are still present. Take caution on this route.
Noted. Thank you all ever so...
Let's return to the village. The earlier we can give the child medicine, the sooner he'll start feeling better.
I really like Tighnari. I think that he has a very good personality when you like spend some time and actually get to know his character. Overall, I like him. I think he's pretty good. But yeah, no. His Vasanti grass, as he needed, wasn't too hard to obtain, now was it? The mechanical crab, I never really thought those looked like mechanical crabs, but I mean, I understand that most of them are supposed to be, like, one's a serpent, one's a jellyfish. I guess it does make sense if that was a crab.
Oh, hi there, Traveler and Paimon.
Hi, Golly.
Master,
Good to see
I
you.
prepared the pharmaceutical equipment. Do you need me to help grind the medicine?
No need. A precise dosage is required this time, so I'll do it myself.
Oh,
But once I'm done, you can deliver the medication to the child. He gets a little nervous when I'm around for too long. I don't think he finds me very approachable.
Understandably so.
I'll
You
go
do
prepare
have
the
a bit of
medication.
an
Trevor,
aura.
give me a hand.
I understand that he
doing
was
any
also
better?
trying to make Kali feel important.
I feel like he's doing a lot better, and his temperature is returning to normal. That's wonderful! Oh yeah, he asked me to tell you that Suna came by earlier, and he told her everything
Suna.
about the toy.
Oh,
Suna didn't get mad, so he wanted to thank you.
it
Can I
definitely
ask
does
what
help.
happened?
It's nothing. Did you prepare the traveling gear I asked you to?
Of course I did. Are you going somewhere far away?
Probably not.
Yes, we're going to the contaminated region. Judging by its size, we will likely have to stay overnight. I'm leaving everything
My
to you while I'm
definition of
gone.
very far is much different.
I can't even begin to compare to you.
Many things are learned by doing. And once they've been done, you'll realize they weren't as difficult as you once thought they were. Deal
Yeah.
with problems as you yourself see fit. You don't have to emulate me.
And if you find something too hard, you can just wait for him to come
Then I'll
back.
do my best.
I mean, as long as it's
Master,
not like someone's
Traveler,
gonna
Paimon,
die.
Take care of yourselves.
Everything will be fine with Tighnari around.
You put too much confidence in me. Anyway, like you said.
Yes, I
things
do
will
put
likely
too
be
much
uneventful.
confidence in you.
Let's
You have
return and
a
find that crab.
pretty good demeanor. I really like his personality. He started out as not one of my favorite characters, but he's gradually grown on me. I think he's definitely better than most characters. I really can't wait till Nilou comes out next patch. I'm super excited. But overall, yeah, no, this story quest is turning out pretty well. Did it somehow manage to
We're
escape?
Here. This should be... Huh? Where's the crab? Did it secretly scuttle away?
The traps weren't triggered.
Did it burrow
so
underground?
It should still be here. Odd.
Oh. It's
You honored
here.
our agreement and waited here until we returned. As such, I'll hold up my end and give you another mechanical part. Keep it safe. I'm not giving you another one if you lose it. Glad you're satisfied.
I like how he
If you
treats it
want
like a
more
dog.
mechanical parts, take us deeper into the contaminated region. I want to see what happened there. What caused the Avidya forest to become like this?
Good question. I don't exactly know. I can't imagine it's anything too good. It wasn't a withering zone, so that's the more interesting part.
So this is the contaminated region that everyone's been talking about. Oh, it definitely looks different from normal.
I guess.
Really creepy and suffocating.
Do you feel unwell at all?
Nope, I'm perfectly fine.
Good. It's as I predicted. Elemental power confers a degree of resistance against the contaminated region's influence.
How do you know that?
I haven't entered the contaminated region for a proper investigation, but I've conducted quite a few controlled experiments.
Okay.
My observations during our time here have all but confirmed my hypothesis. Look at these flowers. How are they different from normal?
They're brighter?
This flower species is formally known as the Sumeru rose.
Yeah.
It is also known as the ley line lodestar.
Oh!
They're sensitive to ley lines and emit varying amounts of light in response. Excessive brightness indicates a dangerous level of ley line activity in the surrounding area. From the looks of things, the ley lines around here are already out of control.
Okay,
You're
so
saying the
this is...
contamination here is coming from ley lines?
Yeah, it's a ley line
Can't
imbalance.
confirm that right now,
Probably.
but I think that is the case. Let's take another look around and see if we can discover more clues.
Gladly. But we're just looking for ley line contamination now, aren't we?
You know, we haven't seen any animals this entire time.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Birds used to chirp really loudly, and there were a lot of foxes.
I don't remember
This
seeing
contaminated
foxes.
region
Not at
currently
all.
appears to have a
But
critical efflux of ley line energy, which is probably the root cause of the patient's cognitive disturbances.
oh,
Some animals have keen awareness. They sensed something abnormal in this area and fled.
Leaky ley lines sure can cause a lot of damage, huh?
yeah.
Like how plants have preferred growth conditions, we also gradually habituate to our surrounding environment. Climate, temperature, humidity, intensity of ley line energies. When people live under fixed conditions, they reach a sort of homeostasis with their environment. This equilibrium is broken when the surrounding environment abruptly changes, causing people's bodies to react in abnormal ways.
Okay.
If normal fluctuations in temperature occur, then our bodies automatically adjust. However, the average person cannot adapt to changes in ley line energy, and so they fall ill.
Ah, I see.
Then why
I'm
are
not
we
like
okay?
other people. Paimon, I'm not
sure
built
why
like
you
normal
are,
people.
But she and I are fine because our elemental capabilities allow us to adapt to this kind of change. Of course, it's not a good idea to spend too much time in areas with concentrated ley line energy. The only one who can freely traverse this place is probably the mechanical crab.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That's about it for the investigation. Help me find an open space. I want to test something.
Install a purification device. What might a purification device be? I don't exactly know.
Environment, no wind. Target parameters, normal.
Oh,
Setup complete. Excellent. Looks like it's working.
is this a purification device?
A purification device that I made. It can absorb excess ley line energy and temporarily stabilize an area.
Oh, only
What a neat
temporarily
thing.
though.
Let's set up more and cover the entire region.
I wouldn't mind if that would actually work. Unfortunately, once this contamination is present, it isn't something that a few purification devices can fix.
Oh,
The purification devices have their limits. At best, they can only prevent the contaminated region from expanding temporarily. If
okay.
we want to permanently eradicate the contamination from the ley line effluence, we'll need to tackle the source.
At the heart of the contamination region?
That's right.
What's up?
Huh? The mechanical crab is acting a little strange.
Something's approaching.
Good question. Oh,
So that's it. Now that the ley line energy has stabilized, the monsters that had left are starting to return. Get rid of them quickly. Don't let them get close to the purification device.
I mean, it is a bit unfair to kill them.
Oz, reveal thyself.
There is no escape.
That wasn't that hard, but it was because they were in water.
That's all of them.
Really? That's it? Just a couple... Wait. Mechanical jellyfish?
Let's hurry and keep up.
What's the deal with that? Are they reconstructing more
The mechanical
mechanisms?
crab was that way. Let's keep up.
Help! Help!
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Don't you think that the robot might be a bit offended by the fact that we're destroying their brethren? You good? Jessar?
Spare me. Please spare me.
Hey, are you okay?
He's maybe a bit lethargic.
These injuries are superficial. Don't move, I'll patch you up.
I don't know if calling someone's injuries superficial are
Who are you all?
good.
What happened to those mechanical monsters?
We destroyed
Don't
them.
worry, we took care of them.
Oh, good. It's a monster! Hurry, attack it!
That one is a unique mechanical crab.
Krabby here isn't a bad guy. It heard you shouting for help and brought us here to rescue you.
It's faking it. It has to be. Maybe it's gonna partner up with the other mechanical monsters and kill me. Do you know what's inside the forest? It's all crawling with mechanical freaks.
Oh?
I just came in here to pick herbs, but I accidentally went into the contaminated region and almost died. I gotta get out of here. Be careful. These mechanical life forms are up to no
Oh,
good.
are we gonna find a mechanical
It'd be best if you
raptor?
stayed far, far away from them.
Is that
No wonder
what's
the
gonna happen?
Academia wanted to completely ban the existence of mechanical life forms. Those things should be annihilated.
I disagree.
Are you okay?
His inarticulate speech and bodily tremors indicate psyche disruption. He's been inside the contaminated region for too long. We've purified the ley line energy over there. Follow this path out and you'll soon see the village. At that point, someone will bring him to Kale for help. I already prepared medication that will return him to normal.
Okay. That's good. I mean, we don't have to worry too much. It looked like it's expecting something.
So you think you did a good job and want a part as your reward?
It's so hard to understand.
Alright, regardless of what you're thinking, you did some real good this time. That's why I'll give you another mechanical part. Need any help with it? Guess not. Well,
I feel
make
like
sure
it's
to hang
pretty
on
easy
it.
to understand.
What was going through your owner's mind when he made you, I wonder? You're like a giant mechanical crab on the outside and a fluffy little hamster on the inside.
Yeah, very
And
much a
also,
dog.
How do you feel about that person saying that you're as evil as the other mechanical life forms?
Okay, it definitely doesn't understand you.
It seems like it possesses limited understanding only towards matters related to mechanical
Okay, yeah,
components. Help others to get parts. That's probably its thought process. As for why its owner is collecting so many components.
Not sure? That's
I'm
fair.
not sure. It's getting late. So let's set up camp for the night. We'll explore further tomorrow.
I've
after
been
a night's
playing
rest.
so much Xenoblade Chronicles 3 recently. I'm like, set up camp. Am I gonna get a camp spot? And I'm like,
Hey,
no.
over here. Come on, you big lummox. Raise your head and look up.
No. I got called a lummox. I don't even know what a lummox is. I didn't know you were going up. That's kind of weird.
Let's set up camp here.
All right, Paimon also thinks it's a good spot.
Oh. Any particular reason?
This place is perfect to put up a big tent. We can also set up a cooking pot and cook tons of delicious food.
A very Paimon reason.
You're not wrong, But the primary reason for choosing this place is because its higher elevation keeps us away from the water vapor below. Rainforests are very wet. You should always be careful when spending the night in damp places.
Yes.
For the next tasks at hand, let's divide and
Flooding
conquer.
is very
I'll
common
set
in
up the tent,
rainforests.
you'll be in charge of making the fire, and Paimon will forage for edibles nearby.
Leave it to Paimon.
I'm not expecting that much. Just do what you can.
Okay.
That's right. You can use rushes to start a fire in the wilderness. Their piths are relatively dry and can be readily set aflame. The downside is that they produce a lot of smoke.
Traveler, Tighnari, Paimon couldn't find any food. Paimon didn't know that rainforest had so many interesting plants until we came here. There were all sort of weird-looking mushrooms, but Paimon didn't know which ones were edible. Paimon also saw wild berries on the ground, and Paimon was gonna fly over and pick them up, but the dead leaves on top suddenly started moving. It freaked Paimon out.
Those were probably dead leaf butterflies. They camouflage as dead leaves to evade predators. My guess is that they mistook you for a bird when you flew over, so they fled.
Oh.
Little did they know that you were more scared than they were.
Yeah.
Never mind. The tent's up, so you two go rest. I'll for... Oh, you found some already.
You have my gratitude, Crabbo. I'm gonna call you Crabbo from now on. Give head pats to the Crabbo.
Paimon understands it this time. It wants mechanical parts again.
Sorry, no part this time. That task wasn't
It's
important
absolutely
enough.
defeated.
If every little thing resulted in a reward, then it might start to take advantage of the system. I'll note little things like this and give a cumulative reward at a later time.
Running low on parts?
That is one reason.
It's absolutely defeated.
Really sad.
After some further thought, it might come up with some weird misunderstanding if I don't give it something. I'm off to prepare dinner. We'll take shifts on lookout duty tonight.
We need lookouts?
Yes. Even though most animals fled because of the ley lines, we can't completely let down our guard.
Well, yeah, no, probably
It's
not.
settled then. I'll set up some pest-repelling devices so poisonous insects don't come crawling into the tent. Have a good night. Not too good.
Not too good, though. Ah, yes, rest.
Paimon's getting sleepy. Is this because of the ley lines? It's been a while since we camped outside like this. This feels like when we just started adventuring together.
Night, night, Paimon. I don't think I could sleep well in these conditions myself.
You're awake earlier than I expected. Did you sleep well?
I slept a little.
You have to maintain constant vigilance in dangerous places like this. Yawning all the time like that is no good. If you can't stay awake, it's okay. Go sleep some more.
I
I'm
can
not-
manage.
Really? You don't need to push yourself. I'm used to staying up all night because many plant and animal species can only be observed during nighttime. Speaking of which, have you seen the crab? It was scampering around over there just now, but I don't know where it went.
Are you wary of it?
So you can tell. My suspicion is less towards the crab and more directed to its unrevealed owner.
It's
A
probably
ley line uploads of
Snezhnayan
this
if I had
magnitude
to
occurred
guess.
Without any warning. Someone probably disrupted the natural flow of the ley lines. Until we fully understand the situation, take extra caution. The academia has banned mechanical lifeform research for years, so the origin of these creatures is very suspect.
Banned research.
Topics related to mechanical lifeforms were popular in the Spontama for a time.
The
Some of my
Spontama.
juniors had also thrown themselves into such research. They proposed an intriguing idea. Use our knowledge to create a new and practical lifeform that could help humanity conquer nature. However, no matter which modules or parts are installed, A machine is innately a construct that receives and executes commands. They can never possess self-awareness like us or other living organisms.
I
In their
mean,
pursuit to discover the differences between mechanical and biological life forms, zealous researchers performed unregulated vivisections and other
Ooh.
absurdly cruel experiments on animals.
ew.
Research on mechanical life forms was thus banned.
Understandably
The
so.
irony is that the
I do
researchers
suppose-
became even more impetuous afterward. Who knows? Maybe this subject will be unbanned in a few years.
I do suppose that it was probably a situation where a couple bad apples spoiled the few. Do you not like this area of research? Understandably so. He's more of a forest kind of guy. He likes the nature. And if people value technology over nature more, I feel like Tighnari doesn't exactly align with those views. But he does like technology, I assume. To some extent.
That's a difficult question to answer. I'm interested in the topic of mechanical life, but I don't like the researchers' attitudes.
Yeah. Anything in particular, or?
It's just my personal opinion. My ancestors and the Veluka Shuna of the desert coexisted together and supported one another. The blood of my people were born from this symbiotic relationship. So to me, all life is important. To understand life, you must first respect it. Life is not an expendable commodity, and knowledge should not be wielded like a scepter.
Yes.
These are the points of contention I have
Okay,
with some
yeah,
researchers,
I
and why I
understand.
left the academia. By placing yourself above other life forms, what kind of results do you expect to get from researching pure life with impure intentions?
Good question. So he's proposing the idea that in order to find mechanical life, you would not need to harm current living things. Because if mechanical life was supposed to be a thing, it would not need the harming of other living things, which is completely understandable. I understand what you mean.
Really? Well, I'm glad to hear it.
I am also someone who doesn't like violent actions.
Coffee? Did you prepare this for us?
It looks like it's looking for another reward again.
All right. Seeing that you're working so hard to help out, you're not planning on using it. Many of your own parts are critically degraded, and you're running low on power. All right. Suit yourself. Oh, and thanks for the coffee, but I'm about to go to sleep. Leave it with her. The night watch is yours. Stay safe.
Okay. I doubt it will be much difficult. I am a person who takes the night watch quite often in most scenarios. But that's because I'm up for many hours.
Sorry. Paimon slept through the entire night.
Your punishment is solo watch duty. It's okay.
You're not mad?
Nope, not at all.
Don't worry. Paimon will be sure to stay awake next time.
No
Good
problem.
morning, Traveler and Paimon. Quick question. Do you feel off at all?
A bit dizzy,
Me too.
perhaps.
The farther in we go, the closer we get to the source of the ley line effluence.
Is there something we can do?
Good question.
Extinguish our fire so we don't set the entire forest aflame. Also, retrieve the pest-repelling devices from last night. We don't want to affect the ecosystem here.
Got it! Paimon will take care of the fire.
I'll
All right.
retrieve the
Let's
pest
meet back here
repelling
later.
devices. Shouldn't be too hard. They're just these, aren't they? Yeah. I wonder how Paimon's gonna put out the fire. Preparing to set off.
All right. It's about time to head out. As we go further in, we may encounter more berserk machines.
No
The
problem.
effects of the ley lines will
Shouldn't be
also
too hard.
increase. If you're struggling, it would be wise to avoid conflict. Try to conserve as much energy as possible until we reach the source of the contamination.
Okay. Shouldn't be that hard. In my opinion, at least. So we're setting off. Where are we going, Tighnari?
As I thought, the closer we get to the contamination source, the more mechanical monsters that appear.
Am I required? Yeah, I have to defeat them.
No rest for the...
Gotcha.
Like I said, not that hard in my opinion.
Busted.
But I have some pretty well-built characters, so
Shine down.
I'm just kind of used to fighting
Wings of
things.
darkness, come, sever night from day.
But yeah. I found it cool that they changed the water passive to be increased HP opposed to increased healing.
Gotcha.
So it's actually kind of useful on most of the new water DPS characters because most of them scale with HP, which is kind of cool that they actually have a use for it now. I felt like before it was kind of useless. Check out the unusual area. Ooh.
It stopped here.
I see.
Upon closer inspection, the plants here are really different. Leyline energies are also stronger here. This may be the place we've been looking for. Ready yourselves. We're going in.
Gladly. The wonderful, wonderful domain. Maybe I'll actually do that achievement where you have to pop all 5 characters' ults within like 15 seconds, I think. Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard. Yes, we do. So I'm gonna try to build my ult.
There's a ton of mechanical monsters here. They made this place their lair.
Dude,
like
I
there's no
forgot
way to
that
sneak
his
by.
E just gives you
Let's take care of them
instant
quickly.
charge, double charge shots, which is really good.
Go as one.
Busted.
Boom,
Quietly now.
boom. Okay, I almost have all 5 ults. Okay, now I have all 5.
Keep up.
Hold down alt.
Here comes the catch.
Decided by destiny. Try this.
Wind, hear me.
I hear everything.
Yep, there you go. All the whopping alts you could ever ask for. A whole 5 alts. It's a pretty nice achievement to do when doing these story quests because you get a 5th character. It's kind of hard to do it elsewise. I've never seen a machine like this before.
Leyline energy is spilling out from here. This device, it's extracting energy from the ley lines without end. Who in the world would do this without considering the consequences? The ley lines won't be able to repair themselves if their flow is perpetually disrupted like this.
That's terrible. We have to stop it.
My guess, probably...
Paimon doesn't see controls anywhere.
I'm starting to get dizzy.
Standing here is equivalent to being directly showered in leyline energy, which may cause irreversible damage to your body. Take Paimon and get out of here. I'll see if I can find a way to turn this thing off.
Wait, you're also vulnerable to the leyline. We're staying.
Then let's look for it together. If there is no control unit here, then there must be a trapdoor somewhere.
My guess is it's either Snezhnayan or Fontaine. I know that they tend to lean towards Snezhnaya being the worst of the two, but I wouldn't put it past Fontaine for exploiting others either.
What's this? It'll only show up if you step on it?
Be careful, and watch your step.
Huh?
Look! Someone's here! Are you the one that's taking the ley line's energy? Why aren't you saying anything? Too ashamed?
His body is cold. It's emaciated, and his eyes are sunken, likely from chronic malnourishment and stress. He collapsed and never got back up. What exactly happened here?
Maybe he's doing illegal research?
Almost forgot about you. Here, this...
What is it doing?
Probably putting the mechanical parts in the
Sure. Judging by this room's
place
layout,
that it's stored.
this place was a laboratory. We should find the file room. Will definitely give us some clues. So let's go take a look.
My guess is that this mysterious patron or dude here was doing some illegal studying.
This place is a natural
Maybe he
hiding
is
spot
from
with how hidden it
Sumeru.
is.
I wouldn't put it past Sumeru people either.
Find anything?
There are a lot of lab notes, but it would take way too long to read through them all. I found a tape recording used for an experiment, and based on its serial number, it's from 2 years ago.
Yikes.
Yes, the Spontama created a device that visually records experiments and consolidates the final production into a tape. However, these devices are expensive to make and aren't entirely stable. That's why they are only used in some laboratories and do not see wider usage.
Okay.
Come on, let's watch it.
Hold on, let me figure out how to play the tape. It goes in there.
Kakata? Kakata? Seriously, I look away for 1 second and you're gone?
Oh, the crab's
There you
name is
are.
Kakata.
Look here. This is our new home. I, Abatui, will unleash my talents here and amaze those ancient fossils at the Academia.
Okay,
Oh,
so he
you're
was
also
doing
quite
illegal
happy.
research.
Kakata, do you know what we're about to do? Yes, I thought not. Listen up, Kakata. I'm going to make a mechanical life form that can be mass-produced. The technology will be unlike anything else that exists. I'll use mechanical organs, and electric currents will course through them like blood. A steel-cast heart that will beat forever, and a brain of myriad components that can think like mine.
Okay.
Inspiration from the ruins and the research that the Academia had banned. I hope everything can start anew from this place. When you can understand our language and live among us, you will no longer be a boring machine, but a truly living being. It's fine. You will understand. One day, you...
Okay, so he was just doing illegal research.
And that researcher named Abatui said he wanted to prove something to the Academia?
Banned research.
I remember now. I had a junior researcher named Abatui. He was expelled from the Academia for researching mechanical life forms.
Junior researcher?
Junior researcher.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Paimon was just wondering, doesn't Abatui look older than you?
He is.
Older.
But academic progression isn't tied to age.
Yes.
I finished my studies a while ago, so subsequent students generally considered me as their senior.
Oh.
Of course, age can be an issue. For a while, people always dragged me into pictures. I felt like some kind of animal on display. That isn't important. Let's go and see if we can find other tape recordings.
Hopefully, we'll be able to figure out what's going
Pipes
on
continue
here.
further. Let's head in.
I mean, we know he's doing banned research on mechanical life forms, but why did he need to open up a ley line?
Paimon found another tape! A date is written on it. Let Paimon see. It's from a half a year ago!
That's quite the time gap. I wonder what happened in between.
Good question, good question.
It's rare that you malfunction because of an operational error. Seems that making coffee is still somewhat difficult for you. Or is there an issue with my set parameters? All right, there you go. Water entered the Keela and caused it to short circuit, so it couldn't receive signals from the ganglion. Look at me, talking to you like this. You can't understand me anyway, can you? It's fine. I swapped in some new parts, so you should be all right now. Try moving around. Everything in working order? Be more careful next time. We're tight on money right now, so we don't have a lot of parts or power to spare. I'm glad. Karkata, did you know? Yesterday, I dreamed that you could talk. Aren't the bunch at the Academia always saying things like, mechanical intelligence is just an extension of statistics? They were blown away when they saw us talking with each other. Too bad it was just a dream. Forget holding a conversation with me. You're so simple that you probably wouldn't even notice if I died. Never mind. I should probably be worrying
Probably
about next month's
not,
power.
if I had to guess. It is a very basic machine.
After Abatui left the academia, everyone lost contact with him. I thought he was so despondent that he gave up on researching mechanical life forms. Instead, he had holed up here and continued his experiments.
Paimon doesn't feel like he's a bad person. He even changed out
I mean,
broken parts. Why would he mess with ley lines?
he did mention about something about power. Yeah, and also, you don't have to be a bad person to do something bad, Paimon. Let's look around some more. Perhaps we will find some more useful information on figuring out what he was doing or why he was doing it.
Following the serial numbers, the next recording should be The writing is sloppy. Perhaps his state of mind had changed. There's also an undated tape in the wrong spot. Doesn't seem like Abatui put it there.
Maybe Karkata helped him with sorting.
It's hard to say. These are the last 2 tape recordings. Let's watch them.
Yes, yes. Just to try to figure out what the heck's going on here.
Sorry, Karkata. I was just thinking about something. Today might become a special day. In my recent experiments, I successfully gave you a living being's instincts. When you're low on power, or if one of your parts is damaged, you will prioritize your survival command and proactively recharge or replace your parts. That is a very dangerous thing. And today, I did something even more dangerous.
Oh?
I've officially activated the 3rd generation ley line extractor. The ley lines will serve as our power source from now on. Conducting research on mechanical life forms requires a large amount of power. Even if I scrimped and saved, the more I have wouldn't last for long. I'm also getting tired, Karkata. I don't know what's driving me to continue with this research anymore. They say that even if it simulates the operation of a living creature's organs, a machine is still an ice-cold tool. I want to prove them wrong. I want to turn you into a living, breathing, and talking being.
So he wanted to create a living life.
I'm not talking about anything cheerful, Karkata. Modules for language, emotion, and movement. I've been working my absolute hardest to augment and refine your functionalities, but I've never seen an effective response. You are my finest success, but even you can't understand me. All you can do is execute limited responses based on preset commands or keywords. Karkata, I wish you could speak to me, even just once. Yes, you cannot understand me, so you cannot answer me either. It is what it is. In a few days,
I feel like it
I'll
understands
solve the
you,
third
it
ley
just
line
can't
extractor for
respond.
Sonora and continue my experiments. Life. This is new. If I place another 2 control modules here to simulate the brain's thalamus. Of course my art decides to act up now. Why did I cut medication from our expenses? Karkata, come help me. Strange. I feel weak. Oh no, I have to shut down the extractor. Shut it off. If we let them recharge indefinitely, they'll go out of control. Right. I never input a command to shut down the extractor, so you don't understand what I'm saying.
Poor
In the
Karkata.
end, it's just like the academia said. Mechanical life forms only bring danger. My research... Was there any point to it at all?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Karkata. In the end, I still wasn't able to turn you into a true mechanical.
The last recording ends
I
here.
see. So the ley line effluence was an accident.
Convenient that he,
After Abatui's unexpected death, the mechanical monsters were
convenient
driven by
recordings?
their instincts and
Recording his
continuously
own
drew
death?
out power from the ley line extractor. This eventually resulted in severe damage to the ley lines.
Then Karkata.
Paimon understands. Then why didn't Karkata go haywire like the other machines?
Because Karkata is different from the other machines. Structures similar to living organisms, the ability to cry and laugh, and capacity for independent thought. To Abatui, only a machine with these features could be considered a mechanical life form. Perhaps only by building such a machine could he have the academia acknowledge his protracted research. But if he had slowed down and saw Karkata as a friend instead of an experimental product, he would have noticed. Karkata can't speak. And yet it cares about Abatui far more than it does about itself.
What does that mean?
You'll see in a bit. But before that, we have a more urgent task at hand.
I get
Let's
it.
find the control unit for the ley
It's
line
like a dog.
extractor and shut it down.
It really is like a dog. Very much so. At least that's how I see it. Ah, yes. Dendro. Gotta shut off the machine at least. Save the ley line.
More of this transparent flooring. It feels like a maze.
I suppose. A maze is quite accurate. An invisible maze. Something I would never want in any of my games. I mean, not like this one's very hard to navigate. A water bubble? I'm assuming I have to dodge those.
Below us is the final room. The control unit is likely in there.
The way ends here. Wanna try jumping down?
Well, I jumped down. Ah, robots. I see. Can't escape the fight, can I?
Can't see?
Hi!
I mean, it is sad that he died,
Gotcha.
never being able to fully fulfill his research. I do find that quite sad. But I also understand that he was dedicated to his whole craft, so it's understandable.
One with the forest.
Both ways.
Written in the stars. Gang's up. Fun's over.
Fallen Amber, help!
Yes, Bloom. An interesting reaction indeed. I think you can only have two Bloom seedlings, judging by the lack that actually seem to be appearing.
Delved into death. Gotcha. Quietly now.
I mean,
These are
I
about
guess
to
it
get
makes
dicey.
sense.
Let's nip that in the bud.
Tighnari is very
This should be the
strong.
control unit. Once we turn it off, the ley line extractor should also shut down.
Turning it off.
Without an external force damaging the ley lines, they should start to slowly repair themselves. Oh, but I bet you two are more worried about Karkata. Let's head back.
I suppose I'm more worried about the machine. I was more worried about the human life. That is very obviously probably gone now. Sadly.
Karkata has been collecting parts because it thinks doing so will fix its owner?
Yeah.
Karkata is unable to understand the concept
Sadly.
of death. However, it probably remembers when Abatui replaced its parts when it malfunctioned, and how that restored it to an operational state. It's true that Karkata isn't able to think or understand many topics, but it is like a small child that imitates what adults do.
So that's why it kept stealing mechanical parts. But it can't repair its owner, no matter how hard it tries.
Yes, but the important thing is that it formed the thought of wanting to repair Abatui. No one knows how this thought came to be, but it has even suppressed the instincts that Abatui had installed. If it really is as we've predicted, this research truly will make waves in the academia. It might have been possible to achieve this with ancient technology, but no one has been able to do the same with modern tools.
Karkata? Karkata? Can you hear Paimon? Tighnari says you're awesome!
It's not responding.
It reached its limit. It hasn't recharged this entire time, nor has it replaced its severely damaged parts. It's a miracle that it managed to hang on for so long. I'm going to confirm that the ley line extractor has shut down. Come with me. Let them be alone for a while.
A creator and its tools. I guess. Such a sad tone. I wasn't expecting from Tighnari's story, but I guess Sumeru has been trying to take more of a mature
The ley line
approach.
extractor has ceased operations. Traces of ley line energy are still in the atmosphere, but the effluence's source has been stopped. Moving on, those affected by the ley lines need immediate care. We'll put up an announcement on the bulletin board about the dangers of entering the contaminated region, and for symptomatic individuals to find Kale.
And about his research?
According to the academia's policies, we need to bring everything back. Research materials related to mechanical life forms will be destroyed, and Karkata will be disassembled and sealed away.
What the heck?
I mean, it makes sense,
You two should
Paimon.
return first. I'll take care of things here.
It makes sense.
Although we've stopped the
I
source of the
totally get why they
effluence,
do this.
the ley line energy in the air exceeds normal values.
It won't be all
able to hold
destroyed,
up if you continue
Paimon.
to stay here.
There will be people who save the research.
Listen, the traveler hasn't rested very well, right? Also, it'll take some time to pack up all the research documents. You're not familiar with this research after all, so you won't be of much use here. Tell the Adventurers Guild that the incident has been resolved, and then get some sleep. We can discuss matters tomorrow.
Okay, fine.
Oh, and don't talk about Abatui. The fewer that know about mechanical life form research, the better.
Yes.
Alright. Then let's go back to Cat.
It is probably not best to also tie ourselves to anything that even remotely resembles illegal research. I know that it's a sad story, and I appreciate the more mature themes in most of the Sumeru stories. I thought the story was actually really good so far. I do find the sad twist kind of sad. I mean, I'm not exactly distraught or broken down like I was for Dunyazad, because I understand that, you know, this sort of death and this sort of sadness was sort of more expected from me. I sort of understood that this was going to be the course of events for someone like that. I mean, it is sad that his research will mean less than he wanted it to, but it will mean something. Whether or not that eventually leads to an unban of technology life or not, more mechanical
Anyway,
life.
So the contaminated region turned out to be a ley line effluence deep in the forest. Things are already getting back to normal.
I see. Thank you for your hard work.
No problem.
Once the excess ley line energy dissipates from the air, we should be able to make an announcement for residents to resume their normal activities.
Okay.
This is the stipulated reward. Please accept.
I guess. I mean, I kind of did this whole thing for
Going
Oh,
going to
Lord.
be sent back to the academia?
Probably.
It's already damaged, but Paimon feels sad thinking about it getting disassembled.
I mean, I'm a little bit sad about it, but I also understand that there's no way around it. This is the academia, and the academia is sort of like the government and the people who decide these sorts of things, and I don't dare intervene with the academia.
Then how about we find Tighnari tomorrow and ask him not to do that? Paimon really wants to go right now, but Tighnari said that we would discuss matters tomorrow. We'll probably make him mad if we go now, huh?
Probably.
Alright then, we'll find Tighnari tomorrow and tell him not to disassemble Karkata.
He will probably have sent it in already. Totally expecting that we were going to request that, of course. But hey, look, I popped 5 ults in 15 seconds. That challenge is very easy to do in trials.
How are you feeling? Sleep well? We should go find Tighnari. How do you think we should ask him?
I don't exactly know. I feel like Tighnari will either have already disassembled it or not. I feel like he's the type of person to have already made up that decision. So if he was gonna have it disassembled, it's gonna be disassembled. And there's nothing we can do. He's already made up his mind, you know?
Take it easy.
So I'm not exactly surprised if it turns out that he turned it in.
Shh, keep your voice down. The lilac daphne, a daphne of the genus Thameliaceae, has a strong anticonvulsant effect.
Ooh.
Can be made into an anesthetic powder. Extrapolating from these 2 datasets, it would be particularly potent against Piscine species. Hey, make sure you're getting all this down.
Oh.
Karkata?
I thought I told you all to keep your voices low. Plants aren't afraid of noise, but your shouting is making my ears ring.
Oh, sorry.
You didn't disassemble Karkata?
Why would I do that?
But Paimon thought you said, according to the Academia's policies...
So that's why you 2 barged in like barbarians at this hour. Fine, I suppose I wasn't clear enough about this yesterday. What I meant was, according to the Academia's policies, all products of research must be destroyed. That's why we can't let the Academia discover that place.
Oh, so the reason you had us stay back was to...
Anyway, the first thing I did was repair
hide.
Karkata. During my time at the Academia, I took an elective course at the Spontama. Who knew it would prove useful one day?
Oh.
We then buried Abatui together. After organizing the research materials, I kept some as a souvenir. Most of it was burned to hide the evidence. I'm not with the Academia, so what do their policies have to do with me? On the other hand, I am the Forest Watcher of the Avidya Forest. I have a duty to protect all life in the
Yes.
forest.
Okay, so that
All
makes a
life
bit more
brought forth in this world
sense.
has meaning.
That's a
And
little
Karkata
nice
is no
swing of
exception.
things.
If it exists, then it shouldn't be carelessly abandoned or destroyed.
That's great! Wait, you just said life form. You recognize Karkata as a true living being now?
The possibility exists, is all. It's hard to explain Karkata's efforts to repair Abatui. Abatui only left behind a small portion of his research. Who knows how many commands he installed?
Yeah,
Maybe
good
a
question.
conflict between all those commands resulted in this sort of behavior. From a more rigorous perspective, it is impossible to conclude that Karkata is a real life form. But the possibility exists. I am willing to believe in that.
Okay. I totally get
By
that.
the way, I'm not interested in continuing research on this subject. I'm just letting it hang out here because this place is relatively secluded. But as things stand now, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make it my research assistant. At the very least, it can record my experiments.
That is good. I guess so. Karkata gets a home. That's nice. A nice little swing of things. It is sad that his owner had to lose his life to prove research that will eventually come to use. I'm sure someone cares about it, but in some ways it will also not really have too much value. But yeah, no, I definitely had a good time with this story quest. I thought it was pretty good. Overall, I'd rate it one of the higher ones. I think it has the higher level writing that they expect out of all the new stuff, but I don't think it's like, you know, it's not too long. It's short and sweet. It's very Genshin Impact-y, you know, it's not like too complicated. It's not like you have to think too hard. It's just all very basic and pretty, you know, simple, while also being sweet and also having some nice twists and unique aspects to it. Not a lot happened, but there doesn't need to be a big world-saving event every single story quest, or even larger things that happen. We can just have a short little story quest like this, and I think that works perfectly fine. So I guess Karkata here got a home, which is pretty good. Ooh. Ah, I can that's a pretty cool photo. I didn't know you could see this. There's just a nice little photo attached that you can see of his owner and Tighnari. I guess they might have been good friends at one point or another. Sucks that he got kicked out of the academia and devoted his life to this work, but you know, someone had to do it eventually. But yeah, no, I had a good time. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did, you know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. But yeah, no, I think I'm gonna call it off here. More Genshin Impact videos in the future. I'm super excited for 3.1, and I know that's not too far away. There are only 10 days left in this patch before 3.1, so I'm really excited. Closer to 11, but I'm saving up for Nilou. I know she's in the second half now, and they released a trailer that I have to react to, that I'm going to react to. But yeah, no, I hope you guys had a good time. Love you guys, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Goodbye.